Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Cutter One. I am your host, Jay, just Jay, your resident troublemaker and your resident culture warrior. I hope you are all doing awesome on this it's sunny yet chilly Saturday here in my part of the world. I hope it is gorgeous wherever you are and that you are enjoying the weekend. All right, so let's get into it. This article came across the desk, as you know, news commentators are wont to say. This article came across my desk and I figured I'd share it with you because it actually plays into something I've been talking about. So let's get right into it. Sexism is the new racism for Rings of Power as it lands all-female director lineup. All right, let's see what they got to say. It says Amazon's Lord of the Rings endeavor steps up the diversity game while it would clearly be better off beefing up the writer's room. The Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2 will have an all-female directing team from Charlotte Bronstrom, Madam Secretary, The Witcher, Grey's Anatomy, to Sana Hamri, The Wheel of Time, and Louise Hooper from The Sandman. With the all-female directing lineup being touted in the media, many fans have concluded that Season 2 will have another reason to blast any potential criticism of the show. If Season 1 critics would usually be labeled racists if they took issue with the show's diverse cast, then Season 2 apparently is on track to dismiss skeptics as sexists should they dislike anything about the upcoming new chapter of The Rings of Power fans believe. Quote, yes, it was a lack of women that made the Rings of Power suck. If only they had thought of that before. I'm sure Season 2 will be much better, unquote, Twitter user Sargon of Akkad noted sarcastically. Others were more concerned about the quality of the projects that new Rings of Power directors were involved in than about their gender. Quote, and here I thought Amazon would at least try to fix the flaming disaster that was Rings of Power Season 1. It looks like I gave them too much credit, especially seeing they're hiring anyone involved in Wheel of Time, unquote. Twitter user The Elusive Eye One said, many people blasted the Rings of Power for failing to learn from the first season's mistakes and keep trying to check the boxes instead of actually focusing on developing a good story. However, there are people who believe there is hope, not least due to the Sandman director now being involved. Quote, I, for one, am extremely excited about this and am sure that will go a long way towards repairing not only the show, but also the relationship with Tolkien fans that felt betrayed with the direction of Rings of Power, unquote, Twitter user Onyo69 noted. As the Rings of Power is frequently compared to House of the Dragon, and it rarely wins in such comparisons, it is worth noting that many fans praised the Game of Thrones prequel for actively involving female directors in the first season. 4 out of the 10 House of Dragon episodes were directed by women. According to fans, the show has only benefited from some female gaze, so it's likely that a similar approach might work out for the Rings of Power as well. And this article was written by Louise Everett. Okay, and is published on the 15th, or end of day at the 15th, as you guys can see right there. All right, so let's talk about it. No, well, okay. I believe Luis is absolutely 100% correct. This is going to be the new you're an ist if you criticize season 2. A couple of things to note. Yes, whereas anyone who dared and who had the audacity to say, hey, Tolkien never wrote black dwarves or black elves, and you guys didn't give them a backstory, like, as to like where the black elves or black dwarves come from. Like, you just literally did it to check a casting quota box. You were called a racist. So, and that's always the way it works, is like, we're going to change the race of characters because we're so focused on race that we think we need to have diverse race in the show. Okay, fine. But then I go, hey, where's the backstory for why there's one singular black elf? Like, Are there no other black elves? Are they from a separate tribe of black elves? At least give me something in the fantasy world that I could at least try to wrap my head around and get this connection going. Because if you just plop a black elf, one singular black elf in all of Middle Earth in the middle of your story, you can't call me racist for going, hey, wait a minute, that seems like you kind of tokenized it because you didn't even bother to write the guy a backstory. You know what I mean? Or, you were so focused on race that you changed the race of characters, and now I'm the one being labeled racist because I'm pointing out that you did this and I'm questioning your motives. Okay? It doesn't make me a racist. You're the one that changed characters in order to check off racial quota boxes, not me. I'm just pointing it out. So that doesn't make me racist. That makes you the fucking racist. And I'm just a guy going, hey, anybody else seeing this, person playing fast and loose with race? But anyway, I digress. Miss Louise Everett is correct in saying that that's what we're going to see with season 2. If you come out and criticize anything about the show, I guarantee it, it's because you're a misogynist and you support the patriarchy and you just hate women and you're insecure and you can't handle strong women doing their thing and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, that's not it at all. As most of you guys know, if you watched my video where I covered this a couple of days ago, where they announced the all-female directors, my concern, I don't care what genitals you have if you're directing an adaptation of Tolkien's work. I don't care if you have a penis or a vagina. That means fucking nothing to me. What I'm concerned about is if you can do it and do it well, and if you can create a faithful adaptation. My problem with this all-female group of directors that they have isn't that they're female. It's that one of them already directed 2 episodes of season 1 that I think were shit and that defy logic, literally defy logic. Elves cannot take a pyroclastic flow to the face. Not even Galadriel, okay? But that's what Miss Brandstrom gave us, okay? And I know some people say, well, it's in the story and stuff like that. No, as a director, it is your job to be like, hey, listen, I can't make this work. This is just too over the top. And you tell the writers to change it, okay? You tell the producers this isn't going to work. Okay, it is not just they give you a story and you just check things off. All right, got it. No, as a director, it is your creative vision that is being put, on film, so to speak. Okay, so you have some say. So the fact that she lets a pyroclastic flow literally wipe out buildings, other people, and set a fucking horse on fire. But Galadriel just treats it like, it's like a fan, somebody turning on a strong fan, hits you in the face, and you're like, whoa, No. Okay, so that's what causes me concern. Not that Brandstrom's a female. I don't care that Brandstrom's a female. I care that Brandstrom has demonstrated a lack of storytelling ability. I'll put it that way. A lack of storytelling ability. Or, having Galadriel for no reason hang off the side of a horse upside down, hold out her sword, and in clearly a case of where logically your own eyes will tell you there is no way that sword is even hitting that orc, the orc just explodes into pieces. That's just bad fucking directing. I'm sorry. I'll call it for what it is. I've directed films. That's bad directing. And you know it because directors see the dailies at the end of every day. What was filmed, and they go through. Sometimes there's 20 takes of something. They have to go through and say, all right, this one we keep, that one no, this one yes. I like the angle on this one. So she knows what quote unquote what she's doing. She just didn't care, right? It's just a paycheck. So yes, Miss Everett is correct in her article that yes, we are going to see that. Any criticism of anything about season 2 is going to be you're a sexist. You just don't like the fact that it was all women directing, despite the fact, as Miss Everett pointed out, almost like 40% of the episodes for House of the Dragon were directed by women. And you know what? I thought that show was 10 times better than Rings of Power. It was orders of magnitude better than Rings of Power. Because again, unless I am dating you or planning on dating you and stuff, I don't care about whether you're a man or a woman that's directing the show. I want a good show. Entertain me. That's literally what it comes down to. If I'm watching your show, I expect nothing more than for you to entertain me. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, straight, gay, bi, lesbian, non-binary, trans, black, white, atheist, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim. I don't care about any of it. I want to be entertained. Entertain me. If you entertain me, we're good. I will continue to give you my money so that you can continue to entertain me. That's literally all it comes down to. The fact that they're harping on the fact that, like, hey, yeah, we got all women directing season 2. Again, not a good sign. Not a good sign. Not because it's all women, but because it shows the priorities are out of whack. Okay? Not we have the best directors we can afford to get to do season 2. We got all women. Okay? Now, I've never seen The Wheel of Time. I heard that The Wheel of Time adaptation is to the Wheel of Time books what the Rings of Power is to Tolkien's work, i.e., in name only. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Wheel of Time. If any of you guys are, put it down in the comments below. Was the show that far removed from the books? Did it shit on the lore the way Rings of Power has with Tolkien stuff? If that's the case, then that's all the more reason to be concerned that they brought on a director from that show onto this show. And as far as the works of the other directors that they brought on, I'm just trying to look here. The Sandman, again, I'm not familiar with. I know it was a graphic novel / comic books that were turned into a adaptation. I don't know how faithful they are to the comic books. Again, it's not something I found. I'm not a comic book guy, so I don't know. So I can't really speak to Louise Hopper. But apparently Sana Hamri she's better at music videos, apparently, because I have heard some grumblings from Wheel of Time's Wheel of Time fans that the show is not faithful to the books. But again, if you're familiar with that franchise, let me know your opinion down below. Do you think Sana Hamri was, as a director, do you think it was faithful to the books, or again, is it the equivalent of Rings of Power to Tolkien? And as far as Charlotte Brandstrom, again, I stand by what I said. It has nothing to do with her gender. It's all about her abilities. And the 2 episodes she directed of season 1, enough said. I mean, that's all you need to know. But author Louise Everett is correct. It will be their new defense. It will be part of the new defense. Will be to you are a sexist if you have any criticisms of the show. It's a shame. It's a shame that they just don't get it. But what are you gonna do, right? We know this. All right. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. If you like the video, like the video. If you feel like sharing the video, by all means, go do so. If you have not subscribed yet, and you want to watch me choke more often, if you have not subscribed yet, I would hope you would consider it. Trying to build this thing up and get it out there and get it seen by more people, and it helps the algorithm if you subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much. You are awesome. All right, guys, keep on enjoying the weekend, you beautiful badasses. Remember to be good, be safe, and be awesome. I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.